Comparison operators in Python compare two objects and return a Boolean value, either true or false. We've seen one comparison operator already, the equality operator. Remember that was a double equal sign to make sure that it's not confused with the assignment operator, a single equal sign. So we said things like A equals 4 returns true if the value of object A is 4 and false otherwise. But there are other common comparison operators. We have greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and not equal. These are the basic numerical comparison operators, but they don't just work on numbers. For instance, we can compare A as a character to B, and we find that A is less than B. So we could use that to do some alphabetical sorting. There are also some other operators that we'll talk about in the course. For example, is and in. But for today, we'll stick with these numerical operators. And they all work just like the equality operator, so we'll just give a couple quick examples. So we've got this down by now. We're using the input function. We have a string inside as an argument to the input function, which means the string will print out. We'll take the user input, which is a string, and convert it into an integer, and then store the value in height. Now we'll use some comparison operators. If your height is less than 32 inches, then you got to stick with the kiddie rides. If your height is greater than or equal to 54 inches, then you can write Autopia alone. Now, if your height is somewhere in between, you can write Autopia with a partner. We could have put that in here using like if, elif, else, but there's another trick that Python has that a lot of other programs don't. And that is that we can use a compound comparison. So we can say something like if your height is between 32 inches and 54 inches. So we want our height to be at least 32 inches. In other words, our height is greater than or equal to 32 inches, but we're going to turn that around and say if 32 is less than or equal to our height, which is less than 54, so we're sandwiching height between 32 inches and 54 inches, including 32, but not including 54, then we'll print, you can write Autopia with a partner. So let's watch that in action. How tall are you? Let's say we're 10 inches. We'll run this a few times. If we're 5 feet tall, then we can write Autopia. Let's make sure that middle case works also. 48 inches tall, we can write Autopia with a partner. So it all works, just like we planned. What am I going to do now? I'm going to Disneyland.